Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Everything is Fine, Nothing is Ruined podcast. I am, of course, your host, Hassan. This week, we're continuing our trek to watch every episode of everyone's favorite cartoon family. That's right, folks. We're continuing with the Great Simpsons Rewatch. And to help us get through this, I want everybody to give a warm, welcoming comments to our first-time guest on the podcast, Tristan Crane. Tristan, thank you so much for coming on and helping us out.
Simpsons.
Yeah, sorry.
That's all I got. I'm out of here. I'm sorry.
Is there a problem, Tristan?
Yeah. No, not at all. I'm just excited.
Okay.
Just excited.
That's great.
Yeah.
I'm so happy we could have you on to talk about this and help us through this.
Yeah, what is it exactly?
What's what?
Simpsons.
Oh, it's a TV cartoon series started in the late 80s about sort of a quote-unquote average American family full of celebrity cameos, etc. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Sounds like a really good show for about 2 seasons.
Oh, buddy. There's a lot more 2 seasons.
How many seasons are there, son? How many seasons are there?
Currently, we're going to be talking about seasons 19 and 20.
Oh, that's too many seasons, son.
Well, don't worry. We don't.
Maybe you should have cut
about
that short.
Episode.
I don't know.
We mostly just talk about 3 episodes per season.
Oh, okay. Maybe, did anybody ever told them they probably should have cut that off around season 6 or so?
Some people have shared that sentiment. Yeah.
Okay. As long as they knew, yeah. They should have done that a long time ago. 20 seasons. That's too many. I'm glad it's over, though.
No, it's still going.
Oh, yeah, it is! I'm the guy that watched The Simpsons! Oh!
Yeah, no, that's why we invited you on the podcast for the first time.
Yeah, that's for the first time?
Yeah.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like I've done this before.
Maybe you were on an episode where I was out, one of the other hosts, but definitely your first time as part of our Great Simpsons Rewatch.
There were other hosts?
Yeah.
Okay. Not even gonna ask. Well, actually, no. I do. I am gonna ask. Who are the hosts of this show?
Well, there's me, and I think, oh God, I think his name is like Christian. They have him subbing.
How do you not know? Oh, it's your sub. Okay.
Yeah, he's my sub. You know.
Yeah. So, which means you're the Dom. Is that how that works? Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha. All right. Cool. So I'm here to talk about The Simpsons as the co-host of this show. Yeah. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, you could call yourself that if you feel like it. Sure.
I will call myself that. Thank you. Title card's scary. Okay. The Simpsons, Hassan. Oh, look at that. What's the title card say? Is that where we talk about the movie as well? For The Simpsons? So, are we talking about the movie as well?
So, I feel like I go a little bit quicker because of that. So, there's no point in drawing out. We know we're in a lull. I'm going to guess this season 5.7.
Okay, well, I do want to do it in chronological order, so I do want to talk about the movie first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I feel like the movie's 7?
8, actually. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Here's the thing. X Factor makes it like pretty big. It's a movie. The Simpsons got a movie.
I definitely remember liking it, but I think I only saw it once. And honestly, the main thing I remember of that movie is there's a scene where Homer sings the Spider-Man theme, but goes Spider Pig, Spider Pig. Yeah. And until Across the Spider-Verse came out, I would have to tell people, like, no, his name is Spider-Ham, and that's a real, like, The Simpsons didn't come up with that.
Yes.
That was a character decades before, whatever. And finally that came out, and people would be like, no, The Simpsons was referencing that. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
And that's, like, the only thing I remember of that movie.
Yeah. Pretty good movie. A lot of fun. I didn't rank it very highly for comedy, really enough. It's more of a fun movie to me than anything. There are good jokes in it, but I feel like a lot of this is rehash from like the previous seasons. Honestly, we're at the point where even the movie, they did bring some newer material, of course. But, like, we're at the point where the writers of all this stuff, they are basically hitting that era of The Simpsons where they are starting to redo themselves. Yeah. And, like, the movie's really good, but the movie is just kind of Who Shot Mr. Burns, sort of. Like, not really. It? Sort of. Okay. Like, instead of blocking out the sun, they put a dome on Springfield.
Yeah. Arnold Schwarzenegger?
No.
Okay.
No. I can't remember the guy who plays him, but he's the same guy that plays Hank Scorpio.
Oh, really? Okay,
yeah.
That's neat.
Yeah. Basically, it's the CIA, more or less, that like, or Homeland Security that like domes Springfield off. So like, there's too much bad stuff that comes into Springfield. We just need to de-stupidify the country. Yeah, so they dome Springfield. Yeah, there's just a lot with that movie. Like, it kind of goes all over the place because at some point the Simpsons go on the run. They leave the dome. They escape to Alaska. They have this like heartfelt moment where like Marge and the kids realize that they have to go back and save Springfield because they love Springfield. Homer doesn't want to go back because he's been doing this Alaska like escape for like a long time. And then he finds they also rehash like the Homer spirit animal thing, but this time he finds like a throat singing shaman woman, Inuit lady who wants to like guide him and essentially be his therapist. And later on, they make reference to her as well as she just shows up in an episode randomly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. It's
I'm vaguely surprised that they would reference back to the movie.
Yeah, they do a few times actually.
I wonder, would someone who is say like 16, that watched The Simpsons, do you think they would go back and watch that movie? I guess they would. It feels like the sort of thing you only hear people who were still watching The Simpsons at the time talk about, and that no one brings it up or talks about it since. Pretty much.
Like, I think it's a good movie. Like I said, it's a lot of fun to watch. It does have some good shock factor in it. Like, there is the whole thing where like you do see Bart's penis. Yeah, remember this whole thing? Yeah.
No.
Okay. So in order to, because one of the main objectives of the movie was that they wanted to shock audiences again, and to do that, what they decided to do is have something kind of fucking weird and crazy happen. So Bart is dared to skateboard naked through Springfield. And he takes the dare, and he does this, and like it's the usual joke of like, oh, things cover his privates wherever he goes by, this kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, I've watched Austin Powers.
Yeah, and so he goes across a fence, and he's just like, across the fence, and the fence like waylays and goes up, and then you just see dick, nothing but, as it keeps going by. It's like, it's just it's like 3 little lumps for, young child penis.
I don't know. It sounds like you were watching pornography.
I was not. It was a Simpsons movie.
Disgusted by
it. No. Stop.
I thought you were a good Christian boy, and now it turns out you're watching hentai.
I'm watching... No, it's the movie. Anyway.
They make hentai movies.
Tell me more.
Okay, so La Blue Girl.
Oh, okay, yeah, I was listening.
She's a ninja.
Oh yeah, ninja girl hentai. Hell yeah, let's go. No, so basically, yeah, there's a whole thing. They wanted to shock audiences, all that stuff. Like I said, decent storyline. It's a fun movie. It really hits those strides. Like, I think that like. I feel as if Phil Lord and Chris Miller, when they did Mitchell's versus the Machines, took a little bit of like inspiration as far as like the tone and feeling of the movie from the Simpsons movie.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, it's kind of got a similar vibe. So like if you like the Simpsons movie or Mitchell's versus the Machines, watch either one, vice versa. They're kind of similar. Obviously, one is for a much younger audience than the other one. But yeah, I think that it's a good flick. I enjoyed it, but I mean, it was a cool thing. It was a cool stunty thing they did. I don't know how much it was necessary.
Yeah, again, no one talks
cool.
about it.
Yeah.
I feel like I hear people talk about.
Yeah.
I believe it was around the same time, and it was just called Simpsons the video game.
Oh yeah.
I feel like I hear people talk about that more than I do the movie.
Yeah, I hear more about that, and then Simpsons Hit and Run.
Sorry, the Simpsons game. That's what it's called, 2007.
Yeah, and I hear more about Simpsons Hit and Run as well.
Yeah, I mean, that was several years before. I just mean, when I think about Simpsons stuff around that time, it's like, man, that video game, people still talk about that movie.
Yeah, not so much.
People don't talk about badly. It feels like it got kind of forgotten.
It did, yeah. Which is too bad.
It's not like The Simpsons is designed to really be a feature length.
I mean,
thing.
The thing is, it does work, but yeah, like I think if you watch this movie on it, if your first thing that you've watched of The Simpsons ever was the movie, I think that would be a bad time. But obviously, that movie was made from the ground up with like the understanding, like, hey, most people know what The Simpsons is. So I mean, like, yeah, but yeah, I don't feature length. I don't know if it totally works as a feature length, but it works well enough. As I just kind of like took it as a much longer episode of the show and not just like its own thing. That's really what it feels like. It's just kind of like if you strung 3 episodes together. Well, more actually. It's like a 2.5 hour long movie. No, it's not that long. It's like
so it's not even like an episode's worth of Stranger Things.
Not quite. Yeah. It's not Stranger Things season 4 where they have like 2.5 hour long episodes.
The new season they're talking about they're going to be even longer.
Why would you bother?
I don't know.
Do they know? Does nobody know what editing is anymore?
No.
Fucking fuck people. I hate it. I hate this world we live in. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyways, we should talk about season 19,
Season
2007.
19. Oh yeah.
I say it's a 5.7.
All right. Well, hey, guess what?
What?
That's basically what season 18's total is. Season 19. Okay. It's really 5.45. Season 19 though has a blazing, blistering, emotional 4.65. Below average. It is the first season after the movie. It is let's say it's like them trying some things because first off, there is one cool factor for the whole season, which is like in the first episode which is he loves to fly and he dozes, which I can't remember the purpose of the title, but whatever. Yeah, there's a whole thing where this episode was the first one it has like a couch gag that's like, hey, the movie happened. This is the first episode of the couch gag. Here's fucking all this wild shit that happens. Like
okay,
like,
all right, yeah,
all the dome's broken down, and they're like, this is all in full HD and all this stuff. Season 19 is notable for the fact that it is the last season to not totally be, to totally still be in somewhat SD, and have like standard definition openings as well.
Okay.
next season, all fully HD. So right now they're kind of mixing. Where like the episode will be mostly in HD, but then like the couch gag and opening will be in standard definition, but not all of the episodes are in HD. So it's a little, but yeah. It's also in like that old school HD where it's just like it's now to our horribly misshapen eyeballs. Do we think that HD from like 2007, 2008 looks bad? I'm at that point.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, it's just lower resolution.
So I'm guessing no 10 out of 10s.
Oh, no. No 10s out of 10s. No.
Okay.
No. There was one I wanted to give it 10 out of 10, but it was based solely on one joke. Do you want the good episode first?
Yeah, sure. Let's hear the good episode first.
All right. So it's gonna be season 19, episode 19. Mona Leavesa. This is what I refer to as a godforsaken Mona Simpson episode. There are like 2 Mona Simpson episodes I like, and this is one of them. The other one's like the first one. And it's just that like every time Mona comes back up, they try to retcon some shit to make the episode work. They have to like fucking smash it into some misshapen form of its former self to make the timeline work, because they keep changing things. They keep messing with it. Right up to where I'm at in season 33 currently, where they do a Mona episode and they removed everything we knew about the character's like timeline and just dropped it. And it's like, but like it's kind of for the sake for a better story, but it's also infuriating, and it doesn't matter. Point is, this episode though, Mona's dead. So I'm gonna worry about it as much. I like bonus.
I've read the summary. That doesn't seem to be the case.
Well, she's dead. So, in this episode, Mona comes back, and it's like, Homer, the FBI thinks I'm dead enough. They're not going to pursue me anymore. I want to finally be part of your life. I'm here to stay. I'm going to live with you and be your mom. And Homer's like, no, you've disappointed me too much. Screw you. And you can stay here for as long as you need to. Until then, like, after that, get out. Which I'm like, whoa, Homer Simpson. Fucking growth moment, man. It's like, here's the parent that, like, she's been stringing him along for so long. And I get it. She's on the lam. She's perpetually on the lam. But, like, at a certain point, she's not a good mother. Even though she kind of masquerades as one, somebody has realized, hey, Mona Simpson fucking sucks. She sucks hard. But this episode basically has her come back into his life and try and be part of the Simpsons' life again. And he tells her off real hard one night. Feels really bad. Makes her a I'm sorry card in the form of a Thanksgiving turkey hands drawing. And goes to give it to her, and she's dead in like the recliner in front of the fireplace with her eyes open, and she just passes away in her sleep. And I'm like, that's crazy. And this is kind of like, this is not quite the reason why it's an 8 out of 10, but this is pretty good. This is good. This is a little bit of good stuff. Jokes in this one aren't quite its forte until the very end here, which has a joke in here that I laughed really freaking hard at. So Mona's now dying like last will and testament. Basically is like, okay, here's the stuff I gift to everybody. Homer, I gift to you my ashes, which I want. I have a favor to ask. Like, my last dying wish is for you to take my ashes, climb atop this mountain, And then at exactly 3 p.m., you dump the ashes. And he's like, all right, I'm going to do it. So he climbs up the mountain. Hilarious misendeavor kind of thing with the family, with all, etc. Gets there, climbs up the top of the mountain, gets 3 p.m., dumps the ashes over top of the mountain, but which then gets sucked back up into the mountain, into this like missile silo that Mr. Burns has made to basically go and burn the rainforest down for reasons.
Okay.
Yeah. And then this turns into essentially a James Bond episode. Like, sort of, kind of, getting a little bit on par with my favorite episode, You Only Move Twice, which is in season 8. So, like, it kind of reaches some of those little, like, a couple of those little peaks in, like, joke telling. Because there's a great scene where, like, Homer's, like, he's tied up in a chair, held captive, after being, like, after falling into the missile silo, where all the guards are. And Bart has this pocket knife that Mona gave him as her, like, last will thing. And he's like, here, Dad, catch. He, like, opens the knife and, like, throws it to him to try and, like, get him to get out of his ropes. And the knife just embeds itself into his head. He's like, thanks, boy.
Checks out.
And then it just cuts to him being like, he's good. He's not held captive anymore. And then there's a joke there that, like, the funniest joke of the whole episode is that, like, so in a previous thing when, like, so Mona had broken into their house to make them pie as, like, a fun, like, little, like, I'm back, I broke in, here's pie. You know, like, little surprise. And a bit of a callback joke to this one scene, he picks up a cinder block with a chain attached to it and just starts swinging it around, which is he refers to as the Devastator, and that's his, like, his burglar deterrent. So he's like, these guys are going to burn in the rainforest, and I'm pretty sure that, like, Lisa and Mom wouldn't like that, so I gotta stop them. What do I do? How do I stop them, though? And he looks around and he sees, like, a cinder block and a chain. He's like, what could I do with a cinder block and a chain? And it just, like, cuts, like, it just goes to his imagination of him, like, with, like, the cinder block attached to the chain, which is then both ends attached to his nipples, and he's just swinging it around. And he's like, yes. But instead, he attaches the chain to the cinder block, like the Devastator, and he starts swinging around like a mace, and just, like, it's like, he just does it a couple times, and then the funniest part is the full-on James Bond music kicks in. It's just like,
yeah, I'm not surprised they could actually afford that.
Yeah. The super suave, like, kind of soundtrack, like, kicks in for him as he's just fucking guys up with a cinder block on a chain. And I'm just like, that's really funny. I guess you have to be a guy who's watched every James Bond movie and watched every episode of The Simpsons to find this funny, like me. But I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I think it's an 8 out of 10, personally. I think this is an episode, though, like the rest of the episodes in Season 19, your mileage may vary.
Sounds about right. Well, let's hear about the worst episode.
Oh, all right. All right, the worst one. Another callback episode. We're calling back characters in all this season, by the way. This is not a thing that... This is not a drill. We're now in, like I said, we're in the seasons of, like, oh God, our ideas are running out. What do we do? What if we brought this person back? Holy shit. It's like, we don't care. This is like the zombified version of The Simpsons right now.
Yeah.
This is the beginning of the zombification.
No, I can tell.
Yeah.
Just from reading the descriptions, I can tell.
So, season 19, episode 16, Papa Don't Leech. It's a 1 out of 10. We got there as a 1 out of 10. We got one out of 10.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, you reading the description? Yeah.
Yeah, so the description here is basically Mayor Quimby
Yep.
Going after people who haven't paid their taxes. So Lurleen Lumpkin,
Bringing back
the
Lurleen.
singer who tried to seduce Homer in season 3.
Season
Colonel
3,
Homer,
yeah. And she was back
hiding out in their house.
And she was back briefly in season 5 too, for like a quick like little thing, but it was a different actress. So
Yeah, it's like,
yeah,
wait, like Lurleen Lumpkin
Yep.
is all that character you're
Yep.
gonna go for?
sure is.
I don't even think that's a bad episode. It's just
Yeah,
she's a meaningless character overall
Yep.
compared to some of the other one-off characters who actually had it like I can't think of his name, but the teacher, you are Lisa Simpson.
Mr. Bergstrom,
Yes.
Leonard
Like,
Bergstrom.
if you brought him back, that's meaningful. That's a character that had a powerful emotional moment.
Don't
and
worry,
helped
son.
you
They referenced
further-
Mr. Bergstrom in season 22.
Okay, all right.
They'll bring him back though.
Great.
Referenced.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I just mean, he's a character, if you brought him back, that's meaningful. He had
Sure.
weight on a character. He helped to further develop Lisa as a character.
Yes.
Whereas, like, Lurleen's just a one-off character in an episode that
Yeah.
doesn't matter. She, like I feel like this general description, you could replace Lurleen with basically any other character and the episode still works. Because, like, whatever, it's here's just this one-off character, it doesn't matter. It's just lame. It's like,
is
you're
lame.
not even doing interesting things with your
No.
callback. You're not using characters that
I mean,
people have an attachment to and that matter.
It's okay. To be fair, Lurleen does have a good song. Like the Bunk With Me Tonight and like Finally Back Me a Homer songs are really good. So there's some attachment you can be found there. But the thing is, this episode is about Lurleen Lumpkin and her deadbeat dad, who ran it on them back when they were kids, and how like he does it again and sells her song to the Dixie Chicks. That's what the episode's actually about.
Okay.
Yep. And it's kind of mostly about deadbeat parents, but we don't really use anything to, I don't know, like, yeah. Funny enough, I chose 2 episodes that are about deadbeat parents for some reason. I don't know actually why, but these 2 stand out as the best and the worst. With Mona Leaves, which is about Mona, who's a deadbeat parent, and then Lurleen Lumpkin's dad is a deadbeat parent.
Look, I don't want to psychoanalyze you, Tristan.
Yeah?
I think the
I do.
reason that these episodes interest you
Yeah.
are because it's giving you an insight into a world you know nothing about. Having grown up in a warm, loving home with both parents, it's giving you insight into other people's upbringing, their lives, etc. So I think that's why you care about this.
Yeah. That's why.
Anyways, the episode I want to talk about.
Hold on, I'm not totally done with
Okay.
There is one good thing. There is one good joke in the episode, and it's an off kilter kind of joke. There is one really fucked up thing where Homer dreams about him killing his dad. By the way, like seriously killing his dad, in not like a funny way, but like he like murders his dad after a car accident kind of thing.
His dad has it coming at this point.
Little bit, but even still, it's pretty, yeah. But anyway, so once Lurleen's dad is back in the picture, like Homer just can't take it, and he just turns to Bart and says, "Bart, get me my suicide axe."
Oh my god.
And Bart's like, "Yeah, yes, Pa." And he walks away. And Marge's like, "No!" And then Bart comes back with like the fucking battle axe. Homer's like, "No, later." And it's like, what? He's got an axe to commit suicide with. Anyway, the only good joke in the whole episode. The rest of it is totally garbage. Marge is pretty mean to Lurleen throughout the entire way. She's a homewrecker, sure, but like, nothing came of that. I don't know. She's down under luck. She lives under a bridge, so like.
Oh, so she's a bunyip. I've got it.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, what's your episode you want to talk about in season 19?
So, the episode I want to talk about, and the only reason I want to talk about it, is the first 3 words in the description on Wikipedia, which is episode 6, Little Orphan Millie, and those 3 words are
Millie.
Milhouse's parents remarry.
Oh.
And
why are we picking this theme?
Why? Who wants that? Who asked for that? Who finds that in any way interesting to go, hey, what if Milhouse's parents got back together?
Yes.
It's just such a weird, let's undo that character develop. For all the people who, in seasons 2 and 3, they were, their favorite thing about the show was the Van Houtens being married and together.
Yeah, for some people are. I actually like them when they're divorced. I just prefer, I don't know why I prefer that. I think it's funnier. I think Kirk being sad and shitty and divorced is funnier.
Yeah, it's funnier. I also think it's just a different dynamic in that show.
I need to put a I know he's watching. Okay, this is so to our friend and former podcast host Kenny. Shout out to you. This is where "I'll crump with you, sweetie" comes from. Just an FYI.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that phrase.
Marge, you know the one. There's a meme of like Marge just like getting down on in front of the TV.
No, I've seen that GIF. And I don't think I've heard the actual audio that goes along with it.
I have a specific note to mention that if it comes up.
Yep,
and it did. All right,
great coincidence. No, the idea of like, let's undo this and have Milhouse's parents together. It's such a weird.
It sucks.
Why? Like, who's that for? Who is asking for it? What does it change?
Nothing.
What does it allow you to do with the characters and the right? It's just such a weird, unnecessary change.
The only thing it does, as far as I can tell, is A, it makes it unclear if Milhouse's parents are actually ever back together truly, and B, it gives the writing staff more joke fuel when they start making fun of the fact that Luann and Kirk look the exact same, as if they are brother and sister, even though they aren't. And it's just like, what are you getting at then? It's joke fuel. I should point.
It's such a weird choice.
It's a weird choice. I agree.
Like, I get upset with all the Peter Parker and Mary Jane, they're back together again. But I at least understand why Marvel keeps doing it, and it's because the general public, in their mind, no, those two are always together. Where it's like, Luann and Kirk, no one thinks of them that way. No, it's not.
Yeah, they're better divorced.
They're not an iconic married couple like that. So I don't know. It's weird. It's such a just bizarre choice that I just was staring at it going, I can't understand why you would do that. That makes no sense.
Yeah, exactly. Also 4 out of 10 for this episode.
Yeah, it's fair. That sounds about right.
Yeah, it's not very good. It's also like, so to top it all off though, like the episode. So Milhouse's parents disappear on a cruise, and like a large part of the episode is that like not them getting back together. That's what happens eventually, but it's basically the Simpsons taking care of Milhouse as if he's their own kid, and he's such a little wiener. It's just God, I hate him. Milhouse is great. I love the character, but my God, is he a little wiener? And like Homer just wants to like just leave him somewhere. I kind of don't disagree.
But that then brings us to season 20.
Oh, season 20? What am I going to give it?
20 years of The Simpsons. 2008. Yeah.
What do you want to guess? Where's this at?
4.2.
4.2. Ooh, Hassan. Man. Is that what you would really give season 20? 20 years of The Simpsons?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, son, let me just tell you right now, 20 years of perfect mediocrity, 5.04.
Okay. All right. Better than I expected then. So let's start with the worst episode, so we end on a better note.
This is the season. Sorry, I should point out, this is the season where everything's in HD now. Even the couch gag. This is the new couch gag era. Or not the couch gag, but like the new opening era. God, I hate this new opening. I gotta bring this up. This opening, it's so full of references. This is like the full on, like, you know in like a zombie movie where they get the one guy who's like starting to turn, but he doesn't want to mention it, and he's like, but he shows a couple signs here or there. That's season 19. Season 20 is when he fucking turns, tries to bite your face off. This is full zombification. Full on. This opening is nothing but references after reference after reference after reference.
Yeah.
I hate it. There's also, a reason why
is the worst episode could be the one with Jeff Bezos?
No.
Oh wow, worse than that, huh? All right.
Yeah. You want to do the worst episode first?
Yes.
Okay. So, oh boy, how do I put this? So, the worst episode. So the worst episode is 1 out of 10.
Ooh.
It is season 20, episode 15, A Wedding for Disaster.
Oh, thank God. I was very worried you were going to say episode 13 that had Ed Begley Jr., and I don't know if I could take it if he was in the worst episode of the season.
Well, you know, how good is that one? That one's good, actually. That one's not bad.
Oh, thank God.
It's not the best episode, but it's good.
Okay. All right.
The best episode, this one is more of a personal one for me, I guess. Yeah. Anyway.
Oh my God, I just read the description and I don't care already. Oh,
this episode? Yeah.
Oh,
bud. Due to a snafu, this is the actual synopsis. Due to a snafu, Lovejoy was not able to re-wed Homer and Marge back in season whatever when they got divorced or remarried. They plan their wedding, plan their third wedding, but Homer is kidnapped on the day of the wedding. So, this is A, unfunny. B, bad story. Overdone. C, bad story. So here's the thing. They had there's like 3 stories intersecting here, right? So Lovejoy having to redo his license would be its own full story. Homer and Marge getting remarried because of that is its own full story. Homer leaving Marge at the altar, which is what happens because he gets kidnapped, like it said, is its own full story. Marge being a massive bridezilla is also its own full story. So there's like 4 stories happening at the same time here. They kind of intersect, but they don't get closure for any one of these at all. At a certain point, Homer just lets go. It's Patty and Selma who kidnap him. Spoiler, whatever, who cares? Because they want to try and like make Marge think that Homer actually is not there for him or for her, and therefore like he can't be remarried to her because they want better for Marge. They don't see Homer as anything but horrible for her. And I'm like, man, yeah.
20 seasons in.
Yeah.
And, still dealing with that.
Yep. This also introduces a brand new character, the Parson. The Parson shows up, everybody.
Sorry, the Parson?
Yes.
What's a parson?
Basically, he's kind of like a cardinal for their specific Lutheran, Presbyterian... They're called the Presbylutheran Church of Springfield. It's like a mishmash of a bunch of religions. Yeah.
Trying to find out if this is a real thing.
I believe it is, but he's called the Parson. I can't remember what his full name is. I don't really care to look it up because I hate his character.
Yeah, no, it's a real thing.
Yeah.
It vaguely sounds like you're saying parsnip, and so my brain just keeps going, no, that can't be a real thing. What are you talking about, Tristan?
Yeah. Anyway, he is portrayed as if he's Bing Crosby. So he randomly sings what he's going to do. Going to drink this cup of coffee. Do. That's what he does.
Okay.
That's his whole thing. He just will start randomly singing about something he's going to do, and like add like a little do kind of like line to it. It fucking sucks. This is a nothing character, and he shows up multiple times with the rest of the series. I hate him. Like, if there's any character they should kill off, it's a person. He's not good. And like in the further seasons, they give him less and less to do, just because like they want to bring him in. But like it's like it's something to do. Maybe we'll have some of the person show up. And it's like this character just sucks out loud. You're not using him for anything good. He's just kind of there to sort of be Timothy Lovejoy's foil, but like Lovejoy doesn't really need much of a foil. He's his own foil, really. Like, he kind of hates everybody, so he's easy to foil.
Lovejoy's not wrong for that, though.
I mean, he comes from I think he comes from Texas or something like that.
His town is full of sinners, let's be clear.
Yeah. I mean, he himself is a sinner. Like, Lovejoy is not beyond his own...
he's a bit of a hypocrite, but he's also not wrong to, hate most of the townsfolk.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, they missed out on a bunch of good plots. This is a 1 out of 10. It's not funny. There's no good jokes. It's not fun. It's stupid. There are too many plots happening. They basically had a bunch of diamonds, and then somebody dumped sand in their hand and they lost all of it. And it's like, we dropped it all. It sucks. I hate this episode. It's stupid. It's a stupid episode.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, let's hear about the best episode.
All right. Now, again, this is a bit more of a personal one, because, like, I have a thing about this, because, like...
Oh, it's the Anne Hathaway episode. I see what you're about to tell us.
No, it is not. Well, I'm not sure if she plays this character. Anyway, no, so it's season 20, episode 16, Eeny, Teeny, Maya, Mo. I gave it a 9 out of 10. And that's because for one specific reason. This episode has two plot lines. The B plot kind of is dumb. It's basically Homer's taking Maggie to Moe's, but there's like a playground across from Moe's that he leaves her at while he's drinking his face off. Marge spies on him and using a hidden camera at Maggie's bow. And, like, turns out he's actually, like, he's been doing that stuff, but she just happens to catch the footage that shows him off as, like, a really good dad. B-plot's dumb. Don't worry about it. Who cares? The actual plot, though, is that Mo gets a date. And it's a date with a little person named Maya. And she's really cool. Like actually kind of awesome. Like, good-looking woman, smart, funny, like, everything Mo could ever want, and Mo doesn't understand what he has.
Oh, cool. So she's going to stick around for a while, and we're going to be a progressive show that...
No, we're not. However, that's the thing. So, there are reasons why this gets a 9 out of 10. I almost kind of... I knew where this eventually went when I watched it, and I kind of almost sort of retroactively gave it a 9 because reasons. Point is, the Mo stuff is pretty funny, but the thing is, Mo and Maya are so good together, and it is this signals the end of the long running. Well, not the end, but like most of the end of the long-running Mo is going to commit suicide joke that has plagued almost every episode since like season fucking 11.
Okay, all right, yeah. That's good that it finally ends that.
Yeah, for the most part, they still poke at it here or there to bring it. Like they still trot at the dead horse like occasionally, but sometimes you want to beat the dead horse a little bit, then put it back in with the dead horse carcasses. So the Mo stuff, the suicide stuff, kind of ends. And even though Mo, at a certain point, he fucks it up and he ruins his relationship with Maya because he's going to propose to her. but he does so in a way where he accidentally tells just one too many short jokes, which she's usually kind of cool with. And she started the short jokes where she's like, "Oh, hope it's gonna be a small wedding." And he's like, like, I guess we're gonna like, I can't remember what his follow up is like, hope you don't mind having like only like a little guests or something like that. And he's like, and then he just kind of follows up with like, "Yeah, well, guess we'll be dancing on the head of a pin. We can serve everybody in little acorns and all this, And then he takes it a little too far, and she's like, "I stopped having fun a little bit ago. you gone too far." And he doesn't really apologize, and then she just kind of kicks him out. And then to kind of like try and make amends, he goes to Dr. Nick to get him to basically cut his legs off, so he can also be a short person. Yeah. He wants to surgically replace. Yeah, so now we're wondering, why is this a 9 out of 10? Why, right? And the reason is because Mo and Maya are so fucking good together. Like, this
good
works.
Thing she shows up again in future seasons, right?
Hold on. This really works. Like, this pairing really works. And like, that's the thing. People have been asking for this to, hey, maybe you should bring Maya back and like let Mo be happy, because we liked seeing Mo happy, because he's been sad and depressed and like terrible for like a long time. Maybe let Mo be happy. And the writers went like, "No, that's stupid. He belongs in Sad Sackville." And they still continue on with that. But later on, in season 33, or 32, can't remember now.
I looked up. It's 33.
33, okay, yeah. They get back together. And it's like, it's exactly what you want. I don't know what it is. It's just like Mo and Maya just really fucking work together. There's a chemistry there that's like on par with like Marge and Homer. So like, yeah, there's just something happening that really works in like a fun little like romantic comedy kind of way, and I can't explain it. You just kind of have to see it to believe it. And like, she's fun. He kind of gets it. He doesn't talk down to her. Like, he doesn't belittle her for her whole thing.
Well, no, he definitely has to talk
Well, he talks down to her. Short jokes. There's also the other thing that happens that's really good in this episode is, so after like the wedding gets called off and like Mo and Maya break up, Homer shows up in Mo's tavern, and Mo's like, "Hi Homer, what's the matter?" And Homer's like, "Yeah, nothing. Actually, I'm doing pretty good. What's the matter with you?" And Mo kind of spills the beans and things, and Homer's like, "You know what, Mo? Here's the thing. Don't see this as a bad thing. Take it by the fact that, like, at some point, someone loved you, which means at any point, anyone can love you." And it's like a really nice little, like, hey, maybe you're feeling depressed and lonely and sad and all this stuff, but there's someone out there for everybody, kind of idea. Whether that, no matter what kind of companionship that is, friendship, love, whatever, at some point you'll find happiness. That's the idea of the episode, and it's a really good message. And like, the bookends really work, and it's realistically, I should just give this a fucking like 6 out of 10 and call it a day. But this and the Mo and Maya thing, it just works. It just works. I can't explain it. You just have to kind of watch it yourself. But that's it for me for this season. What's your one?
So, my one is episode 7, My Pods and Boomsticks, which really a bed knobs and broomsticks reference. All right.
They got to reach for that title somewhere.
Yeah. The summary is Bart makes friends with a Muslim boy named Bashir and his family, but Homer fears the family may be terrorists because of their religion. And this is another one I want to discuss because, like,
so 7 out of 10.
Why now?
So 7 out of 10.
Why in 2008 are we now finally doing this plot? And it's not that there wasn't other media at the time that was, addressing these sorts of things. I had to look it up to make sure because I was like, I think they're also both the same year. But
yeah,
two movies I remember specifically around, the Arab, terrorist, Afghan, Iraq war stuff. Body of Lies, which I actually quite like.
Oh, that's a good movie.
Scott
Yes.
movie. But then there was also The Hurt Locker.
Yep. Good flick.
And like those are both 2008 films, so it's not like this was not a story plot idea that was still happening. It is not. Look, I could say firsthand, 2008 Arabs definitely still getting a lot of an "are they terrorist" stuff.
What?
But it's more of a.
How would you know, Hassan? Jesus fuck.
Why does the Simpsons feel like? No, now is 2008. How 7 years after 9/11. This is now when we finally address the whole Muslims / Arabs are terrorists in society mentality. It's just so weird. Of like, you're so far after it at this point.
Yep.
You could have just introduced Muslim characters and not addressed that or had that.
You could have,
association, just a single throwaway line, just like, no, it's fine. Yeah. It's just so weird to me. I'm like, why in 2008?
Yeah, it is. So I think the reason is this. If you recall around like late 2006, a lot of the mentality was starting to change around that stuff. Because there was the "Oorah, America, get all the terrorists, Muslims are the devil" kind of thing back around 2001 to 2005, that sort of thing. And then it didn't totally peter off, but it started kind of like, instead of like boiling, it was simmered, still in the air. But it's like, it's a little more even tempered. Eventually, though, everybody's like, okay, now that the really loud, angry voices are quieted down, we can tell you, hey, no, you're fucking crazy, you dumb bastards. Not every Muslim person's like this. What the fuck's wrong with you? So here's episodes like The Simpsons, like this one, or The Hurt Locker, or Body of Lies. They're kind of like, what are you talking about?
Those, they go, yes, there are obviously, Al-Qaeda is still out there. There are obviously, people in the Middle East who do wish death to Americans and all those stereotypes, but it sort of goes, but those are minority extremists, and hey, here's actually a general populace, right? That tonal shift, you're right, had already happened and had started a couple years before, depending. Yep. To me, it's so weird to have this here. It's like, guys, you're like several years behind to do this.
Yeah, they really are, though, right?
And also, I don't know if this is like the first Muslim character ever in this, but I'm pretty sure it's the first part where being Muslim is a major plot point of it. And so it's just very weird to be like, that's how we want to do this, huh? Okay, all right. It's just, it's weird to me.
It's weird.
I have no idea if they handle it well or poorly. It's just confusing to me. It's like, the idea of looking back at this and going like, in 2008, you want to do that? Okay.
I wonder if it's a reference to, or a response to season 16's worst episode, Midnight RX, the one where like there's a very like they mistake Apu for a Muslim terrorist.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I'll also say it. It's a little bit weird to also like in the 20th season of a show for it to basically be like, hey, so it's Homer's first time meeting a Muslim. It's like, is that really the messaging you want to convey 20 seasons in? It's a little
it's also a little hard to swallow, but at the same time,
I was gonna say, like, that's the thing, is it's also just 20 years in where hey, Homer involved in Apu's Hindu wedding, his daughter is a Buddhist, he's been involved plenty of times with Krusty and his father, the rabbi. Like, for a character who has interacted with and been exposed to all sorts of different religions and peoples, it just feels like, guys, are we just... I get it, these characters are stuck in time, but really just ignoring the past 20 seasons. And hey, we were just talking about them making callbacks to Lurleen Bumpkin.
Yeah, Lumpkin.
Lumpkin. To have that, but then to have this and ignore so much of Homer's history.
Wild, right?
A character. It's like, guys, what? If this was season 3, yeah, okay, I get it. That makes sense. I wouldn't be shocked by that. But season 20, it's just like, what's going on, guys?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Well, I think that they wanted to basically, like a lot of the things that came out around this time that were kind of like, let's undemonize Muslim people. It kind of had to be pretty heavy-handed to get the point across. I think this is about the time that you started seeing a lot more division, especially in America, between like left and right.
Yes, because of Obama.
Who got elected in 2008. Not rated
exactly.
in 2009.
He said, racism, equality back all those years. He just opened up all those wounds. What? He couldn't just be a president. He had to be a black president and just shove his skin color in our face. Sheesh.
Yeah. How dare he be black?
Has he tried being white? I mean...
Oh, I bet.
Would it make things easier?
I mean, okay, I'll point it out this way. He was a senator, so he tried to be white. That's so wrong. I'm sorry. Most senators are not just white guys. Some of the white women. Anyway, point is, yeah, we're not even discussing the Lisa part of this episode, which is whatever. But
I was gonna say, it's just.
But no,
really.
It's definitely kind of a whatever episode. It's. Like I said, 7 out of 10.
I'm shocked that an episode named after bed knobs and broomsticks is not an incredible episode.
Bad. It's 7 out of 10. Like it's better than average, but at the same time, and like they do something with it. Honestly, the main plot line really centers more around Lisa with her iPod thing, because like iPods were huge around this time, and like she finds one. She doesn't buy one or anything. She just kind of finds this fucking thing, and now like she kind of has this stolen iPod, and she downloads too many songs and racks up a ton of bills, and that's the crux of the episode, really. Yeah. I have a note here saying that this is very prophetic towards the video game industry and how things eventually go that way. And how like this is actually a very prophetic episode as far as like industry, like tech industry stuff goes in general, because you take this episode and go like, and you watch it now and hold it up to the rest of real life, it's just like, oh, Simpsons saw this coming again, huh? They warned us with how this is gonna go, and we just kept doing the thing that made this happen. Oh
yeah, I mean, a lot of the Simpsons predict stuff not hard to predict, right? People they predicted Trump winning, and
you throw enough spaghetti at the wall,
because they literally just went, who's a crappy Ronald Reagan like figure that could win?
Yeah,
Like, hey, a nation that had a movie star president once, Wow, can't believe it had a TV star president. How prophetic of them.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I will point out, though, there is an episode in season 10, season 19, which we need to go back for just 1 second, called E Pluribus Wigum, which I gave it a 7 out of 10. It's not amazing or anything, but it has a huge X factor. Which is basically so Ralph is running for like school, like class president kind of thing, against Lisa and other people, and okay. But like he wants to eventually become the president, or no, that's what it is. So he's a write-in candidate for like the presidency, but just in Springfield, so he can't win. And Ralph literally says the thing, I want to make this country great again.
Well, yeah, but Reagan said that too.
Did, yes. But you did. But yeah, I realized one thing. So Ralph's whole thing at this point was read in his campaign slogans and campaigning ads, that kind of stuff. It's all tell it like it is, Ralph Wiggum kind of thing. Here's this really dumb guy campaigning for the little guy, and he wants to make the country great again. It's not a total prediction. I'm not going to say that. You're right, because Reagan did that too. That was his slogan. Totally. That's where they're cribbing it from, right? I'm not saying this is predicted Trump. What I'm saying is, Trump inadvertently compared himself to Ralph Wiggum. That's what I'm saying. Checks out. Yeah.
You feel English? That impossible. That sounds like something Trump could say.
Go banana. Basically.
Go Fifi. Yeah. No, that checks out. They're similar. All right, well, I think that's enough for the movie season 19 and season 20. So we can look forward to seasons 21 and 22, where it's going to rocket back up. Some of the best episodes and seasons that will ever have been, I'm sure. But folks, you're going to have to wait till next time, because Tristan, tell them where to find us.
Yeah, you can find me in the streets fighting guys. No, wait, you can't find that. You can find me on Twitter, though, which find us on Twitter, which is at EIFNAR. Go there, not listen to us, just yell at us about how much you like Simpsons, and then enjoy the silence as we do not tweet as much anymore. It's great. It's better for your health to just ignore all social media, just an FYI. I'm not even joking, just it is. You also go to our Spotify, iTunes, and otherwise YouTube page and stuff like that. Listen/watch to our show, subscribe and do the things like the buttons. If you like the buttons, make sure to press some subscribe key button word, comment on the episode. And yeah, all those good fun things to make the algorithm believe that we're better than we actually are.
Now we're better than the algorithm. The algorithm sucks. It's all AI garbage.
Yeah. Fuck you, algorithm. You suck. We're better than you. Fucking bleep bloop robot. Yeah.
I'll fight a robot.
I'll fight a robot too.
I'll fight it.
No, you know what? I think we got it. Son. Let's tag team a robot.
No, we definitely don't have it. It's a robot. Do you know how much force you can put behind, like, pneumatics or hydraulics?
Well, like 2 pounds, 3 pounds?
Thousands of kilos.
Oh.
Yeah, no, we're dead men.
What's that in pounds? 2 or 3 pounds?
Yeah, sorry, I should have given it in freedom units.
Oh, yeah, please give me in freedom units. Actually, can I get that in stone?
I believe it's...
same as translation, yeah.
5 kilos, something around 5 or 6 kilos of stone, if I remember correctly.
Anyway, go to our friends over at DJDane.com. Scott does the music, DJDane.com. Go to listen to his great tunes, and just like vibe, man. Maybe make him president of the United States of America.
Look, can't be worse than the current options.
No, it definitely is not. At this point, if you fucking resurrect, like, Ralph Nader, go with that option.
Yeah.
We're pretty sure he's dead, right? I know Ross Perot is.
If we could have Ross Perot back.
I'm Ross Perot.
Ralph Nader's still alive, but he's 90.
Ugh. So he is basically resurrected already.
Yeah. Yeah, vote Ross Perot.
Vote Ross Perot. Write him in and vote for him. He's from Texarkana, Texas. Y'all see, if you ever see a ladybug walking around a mile, you pick up that ladybug, give it a hug. I'm Ross Perot. Nonsense, man. Nonsense. Anyway, that's it for our show. Tune in next time for another Elks episode of Everything Fine is Ruined. See ya.
See ya.